Wherever there is a change, there is loss. Wherever there's loss, there's grief. I say this because grief is one of the emotions that comes up a lot in therapy that we don't really recognize and realize, and even just in our own lives. And I often think it's because grief is always associated with somebody dying, and that is not the case. So I give you an example. My Orange Theory studio recently closed, and then we were told just suddenly. That is a loss for me. That is a change because I walked to this place. I know the community. I know the coaches. It meant that there was a disruption and I had to now drive to a place and do something new. We often call that disenfranchised grief, that the grief that people don't often associate or understand. And so that was a loss. And did I cry? Yes. Am I still working through that? Yes, because it's a change and something that I have to give space to. When we don't expect to be here, perhaps you're single and you thought you would be married by now. Perhaps you are married and thought you would have kids by now and you don't. Perhaps you thought you would have a certain car or a certain lifestyle or a home or these things by now, by a certain age, and you don't. That's what we call disenfranchised grief. And I think that the reason why it's so hard is because grief is so hard to deal with. There's so much things that come with grief. Even sometimes it's like, get over it, or you're not over it by now, when people are still grieving years from now. So why would you even consider like a loss or things not happening a moment of grief? So this is what I want you to think about. Grief, I often like to say, is an expression of love, of things that we've experienced, things that we enjoyed. And so what we're doing is we're allowing those emotions to flow through us because this thing that we love or enjoy is no longer here. And that takes time. Sometimes you might cry, sometimes you might feel tired. Sometimes you just need to slow down instead of trying to push through it. And it happens a lot in perfectionism, in the therapy room. Therapy is all about change and loss and grief. And so we have to learn to give space for that. And I say have to because if we don't, it's just going to come up and our body is just going to do it for us in a way. So I just really want you to remember that wherever there is a change, there's loss. Wherever there's loss, there's grief. And so give yourself some space and time to grieve.